The Connecticut or Yukon Huskies are at odds of plus 5,000 to win the AAC Conference Championship. Last season saw the Huskies go 2-10, both straight up and against the spread, and 5-7 on the over-under. Connecticut Huskies head coach Bob Diaco took over for his first season a year ago, and the project will likely take him back to the drawing board. After a 2-win season with the only victories over Stony Brook in Central Florida in 2014, Diaco brought in a new defensive coordinator and reassigned the rest of his staff. With a 4-year abstinence from the bowl season festivities, the first goal on the chalkboard has to be the appearance in the postseason, and they will have to win at least 6 games to achieve that objective. The Huskies are being picked by most major outlets to finish last again in the AAC East Division, but at least some of those sources have Yukon with 4 possible wins. Offensive coordinator Frank Verducci has a resume that dates back to 1980, and he has 31 years of coaching experience between both the NCAA and NFL. But this is his first ever season as an official offensive coordinator. He will have to guide sophomore Ron Johnson to get the bulk of the carries out of the backfield. Johnson led the team in rushing a year ago, but he only had 429 yards on 114 carries, and he led the team with 3 touchdowns on the ground. Only 4 starters return on the 2014 squad, although all of them are featured along the offensive line, including senior tight end Sean McQuillan. The defense brings back 2 starters at all 3 levels of the defense, with an additional 3rd returning in the secondary. It was not an easy year for the Yukon defense in 2014 because the offense only put up 21-plus points once in the entire campaign, while being held to 10 points or less on 5 occasions. Diaco converted his defense to a 3-4 scheme last season and is now asking both of his coordinators to continue with the formation this year. Additionally, all 4 of the team's leading tacklers are back in camp. The Huskies held their own against the pass, though, last year, ranking 36th in the entire nation, with almost all of their backfield starters returning. Naturally, the concern about the quarterback comes to mind when you look at the Huskies' expectations, whether it is coaching ploy to hold out as long as possible to keep Villanova guessing for what to prepare for opening day, or if he hasn't actually decided on a quarterback yet. We don't see any reason that they should withhold the announcement of one of the most important pieces of anyone's football season. We know defensively there should not be a step backwards, but we are still talking about a team that placed 49th in overall defense. One conference win in 2014 certainly did not ease the school's decision to bring in Diaco, so another season with similar results could be devastating to the program. For our pick and predictions, 4 wins is the ceiling for this team, as a bowl game is just not in the cards for the Huskies this season. But we will be able to determine next year's probability much better if Yukon can overachieve this season. For our Connecticut Huskies betting predictions, check out the Bang the Book Betting Center. And don't forget that the Bang the Book Betting Center is your best resource for sports betting information before you make your weekly assault on the sports books.